free mind. You crazy for this. Soulful. It's like our responsibility to make us feel something. You know, to make people feel what we feeling. Hey, yo.
Has this been a long week or is it just me? Reggie here, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Comics Today show, a show that we do on Wednesday to celebrate the best day of the week, that being New Comic Book Day. And typically on this show, I have a guest or two that will help me to make sense of something that is happening in the world of comics and collectibles. But tonight, we will not have a guest. We will not. I am fresh back from a family vacation to Tennessee, in which both of my kids became ill at the tail end, and they're still not quite right. So we're not going to have any guests on, but hopefully we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about some news, some current events. I'm going to probably riff on some things that you guys may bring up in the live chat here if you happen to be here. And then we're also going to give away some stuff. As you all know, I get a lot of stuff from a lot of people, and I cannot keep all this stuff. So I'm going to try to pass some stuff back. I have a nice stack of comics that are here that were sent over to me, maybe 100 or so comics that somebody sent me. And then I have some prints and maybe some trading cards that I will put together some bundles and try to send back out to some people that can answer some super random trivia questions that I made up at the very last minute. That's what kind of show this is going to be. No agenda, but hopefully fun nevertheless. As part of this show, I always go to the chat to find out what it is that you all may have picked up at your LCS. And so if you hit your LCS today and you picked up something that you want to talk about, throw it up. Let us see what your list is. If you want to shout out your LCS, shout that out. If you read something today that you think is a really good read that we should put on the top of our reading stacks, that we should prioritize, let us know that as well. And maybe you picked up a book today that isn't a new book, but it is a new to you book. We want to talk about that. We want to celebrate the books that you picked up. So if you have some, let us know. I have three new to me books that are sitting on the desk that we are going to look at in a hot moment. I want to go to the chat real quick to see if somebody has picked up some stuff. Tina is up in here. Tina, it is good to see you, my man Bulldog. How you doing? Trev, I shared a post earlier today about you, Trev. You sent someone, one of my Canadian brothers, a sticker and a letter, and he put that up and I shared it. It is good to see you. Thank you for being a member of the Gibbon gang, brother, and spreading some love. Man, the longest week ever when the kids and the wife are not quite right. It makes every day incredibly painful outside of Wednesday because it is New Comic Book Day, and that is a time for celebration. Let me see. I'm scrolling through. Matt, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Scrolling down through the comments here. I am scrolling. I'm scrolling, seeing if you guys, there you go. Seeing if you guys picked up anything. I hope so as well. I really do hope that they get themselves together because my boy, because he missed school on Monday, he had so much homework. Oh my goodness. And I tend to do the homework with him. It was a lot of homework. It was a lot. He decided he wanted to bring home a book that they read a book at least once a week and they read it a couple of times. He brought home a 30-page book with so many words, so many little paragraphs, tiny paragraphs with lots of words crammed into them. I had to tag out at the last minute. I had to tag out because I needed to do some other things. Scrolling through, what is this? I'm scrolling through some of the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Scrolling again, I'm looking for some folks that may have picked up some stuff. Grabbed Hellcat #1 and a bunch of Star Treks. Nothing big tonight. Nothing big, but definitely some good stuff in, especially especially if you're talking about Star Trek. That's what's up. My man Milt sends me these wonderful clips periodically, maybe once or twice a week, of some Star Trek clips. I absolutely love them. The original Star Trek is my jam. I think I've seen just about every one of them, yet the clips have me captivated every time Milt sends them over. Steve, my LCS didn't get their comics until later in the afternoon, which means that you will probably be there tomorrow to pick up your books. Again, man, it's just crazy. We still have all of these supply chain issues, at least as it relates to comics. Fingers crossed that they are able to get some of this stuff well. Went to my LCS Nirvana Comics and picked up number one. No one. Nocterra 12, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Lost Years, number 2, Miles Morales, etc. I was at the Nirvana. I was at the Nirvana spending time with Grant and the rest of the team over there while I was in the Tennessees. Nirvana's a dope shop, no doubt about it. Yeah, it's a good shop. Scrolling through, just finished my run of the 80s Spectre series. Finally, that's what's up. Check. No time like the present, my friend, to put the finishing touches on a run. That is definitely something to be celebrated. No doubt about it. Richard says, my 9-year-old son wrote a 4-page story that I think everyone should read. No, Richard, I will not change the date of GarageCon, and I will not read that story. Not because I don't believe that your boy wrote a really good story. I just have enough of my own son's homework to read and review. He did get his report card today. The boy literally has the most perfect grades that I've ever seen. It is just all A's and E's, and E stands for excellent. His report card was perfect. My daughter's report card was perfect. I was super proud. I gave them both hugs when I had a chance to read them. Just wonderful stuff. Kids are wonderful when they're wonderful. When they're not, you fill in the blank, parents. I went to JAF today, picked up Nocterra 12. That's what's up. TMX. JFA, another solid comic shop out there in Bethlehem, PA. That's what's up. Headed to the store tomorrow, says Matt. That's what's up. Scrolling through. Comics is in the house. How you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Scrolling through. Did not hit my LCS, but I won a Hero for Hire number 9 in an eBay auction and picked up Avengers 67, the first cover appearance of Ultron. Sad villainy. Congrats to you. Not new books at all, but new to you, and certainly solid books to pick up. Congrats to you on both of those books. Very, very awesome stuff. Scrolling through, Moto, he picked up, what is it? Star Wars Darth Vader Volume 1, number 3. There you go. Shouting out his Oasis comic books in Palm Desert. Is that, what is her name? I can't think of her name. I think that shop may be owned by a woman. I think. I could be wrong. Too many names, so many comic shops. Too many to list for me today, says Rush. I picked up ASM 62 9.4. There you go. The Medusa cover. That's a cool cover. That's a cool white cover. I dig that one. Hard to get it in white versus off-white beige to brown. But congrats to you, my Canadian brother. That's what's up. Steve White picked up Hellcat, Hulk, Miles Morales, Secret Invasion, Nocterra, etc. Oh, Little Monsters. Mark has me reading Little Monsters, and I will tell you, I have enjoyed that read. I think Little Monsters is just a fun read. If you guys haven't read it, I encourage you to check it out. It is about the Nosferatu, which is partly why I like it. Anything that involves vampires is something that I can get on board with. 44 total issues, too many to read, brother. 44, like Richard's 9-year-old story, 4-page story. That is, I would not read 44. I'm gonna just be honest with you. But that's what's up. Without a doubt, your LCS loves you. Jason is giving a shout out to Berserker. That's what's up. Scrolling through some of these comments, I have picked up Uncanny X-Men 300 and 304, X-Men Unlimited 1. There you go. That's what's up. Kevin, it is good to see you, brother. No doubt. What is that? Reggie, I wish I had a father like you. Man, you know, I tell my kids, my job, I have a couple. One of them is to protect them, right? And one of our other missions is to help them to be contributing members of society, right? I will tell you without a doubt, there are many, many other things that I would want to do with my time. But it is important that if, in my mind, that if I have a kid, that I help that child be the best possible child that he could be. You know what I'm saying? And if sitting with him for an hour every day doing homework is what it takes, that is what we do. And I hope that he continues to benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? So love my children, and you do what you have to do, right? Scrolling through some of the comments, I am way behind. Goodness gracious, I am behind. Scrolling through, Dennis says Alex Ross covers today and a second print of Star Wars The Blade. Picked up Miles Morales as well. Dennis, that's what's up. It's good to see you in here, brother. I think this is the first time I've seen your name, but welcome to you. Shout out for happy new comic book day to everybody out there. Scrolling through the comments, just picked up Marvel Premiere 47, the first Scott Lang Ant-Man. Congrats, Brandon. That is a good book. No doubt. Scrolling through. Yes, man, 44. That's a lot. He might not have been to the LCS in a minute, so that might not have been 44 new books exactly versus 44 from a month or two ago. But that's a lot of books, no doubt about it. And again, I'm confident that his LCS loves him. There you go. Thank you, brother. There's a lot of comic shops out there, man. A lot of comic shops. 34 of those 44 spawn. That's what's up. Scrolling through El Green Machine. It is good to see you, brother. Scrolling through. First job is to keep them safe. Man, there you go. Hey, it doesn't matter whether they like it. Doesn't matter. That's my job. My job is protector. That is my job. Protector. Sometimes I protect them from other people, from the world. Sometimes I have to protect them from themselves. But my job is to protect you and to get you from childhood to adulthood as best as I can, hopefully with all your fingers and toes intact, right? That is my job. And I feel like if I can do a good job of that, then hopefully at the age of 18, they will be able to at least stand on their own 2 feet, not be on their own, because that is tough. Los, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Scrolling through, my parents did the same thing, man. This is what it takes, man. You think back to all the things that you think that or that you wish your parents had done for you, right? And the reality is that parents do the best job that they can generally, right? But as an adult, you look back and you think about your childhood and you're like, well, man, I wish my parents had done this, that, or the other. So you try to do that, right? You try to do the thing that you may have not received as a child with the hope that that thing, along with all the other things that you do, will ultimately benefit your child. Like that is the goal, right? That's what we are trying to do. My wife, for example, grew up in basically the same community her entire life. Me, I moved every 2 years, right? And so my thing is to give my kids the life that my wife had, because I look at that and I'm like, that's pretty awesome. So maybe we do that thing versus, again, what Regie had to do. Chris, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. I saw something the other day, and it was, I watch reels sometimes between meetings at work, right? And this guy was talking, and he's like, your job is to take care of your children, to provide for them. Your children did not ask to come into this world, and your job is to give to them. Your kids owe you nothing. They didn't ask to come here, right? They didn't sign up for it. They didn't sign up for you as a parent, right? So you get what you get from that. Hopefully, when they grow up and they go out on their own, hopefully they turn back and they look at you and they say thank you, and that they appreciate the sacrifices that you make, right? Because we all make sacrifices for our kids, big, small, they're all sacrifices. And the hope is that they will appreciate those sacrifices at some point in time. But as this guy said, your kids owe you nothing. And at the time I saw this, man, I was like, you have tough days as a parent. You have some days where you just like, if you just said thank you, if you just listened to what I said, if you just picked up your stuff, if you just didn't waste my money with the food that you just threw away. Some days are tough, man. Some days are tough. And I saw that and I was like, that's actually a good point. It actually helped me through that particular day. I don't know how I got on this topic. Whoever got me on this topic, I blame you. Let's give something away. let's give something away. And I received a bunch of these books. Some of these books are bagged and boarded. Some of these books are not. A guy sent me, I was like, it had to have been over 100 comics. Some of them were bagged and boarded. Some of them were not. I don't think that there's any major books in here, but as I always remind people, if I send you something, it's free, right? So we just say thanks and we keep it moving. Some Judge Dredd in there from IDW. He just sent me a massive box full. Technically, I think it was like 2 boxes full of comics. So I have a bunch of those that are sitting here on the desk. So we're going to probably just stick a bunch of these in a box and give these away. I'll show you this. This is also some things that I have for my Swoldier supply box. A couple of really cool prints right there that some people made for me. One of the artists from Isolation made this. This was Elena Morton did that one. My man Nate made these right here. When I saw Nate at a con, he hooked me up with a couple of these prints, and I just saw these sitting in the closet, so I thought that I would toss those in. So those are a couple of things that I will put together in a box, some comics, some prints. I will assemble some stuff and give it away. But we're going to do a little bit of a giveaway here. Lag is a real thing. The very first comment that I actually see will be the winner. That's how we're just going to do it. Hopefully the blue wrenches will keep me a little honest. I think that one turned out pretty well, right? I mean, that's pretty cool. Little action right there. And you got a little Mandalorian right there, which you can't go wrong. I've been watching that show. And then that was the other one that he gave me, the other Moon Knight. So a couple of cool things in there. This is a two-parter. This is a two-parter. I need the first name and the last name. Who are the 2 heads of DC Studios? First name, last name for both gentlemen. First comment that I see will be the winner. And Travis, like the Swoldier supply, brother. I killed the Swoldier supply box, man. I saw what was happening with the economy, and I could not continue to put the box out and ask for that kind of money, knowing that people were going to start having financial problems. And as much as it hurt me to do it, I still think that it was the right decision. But I appreciate you and everybody else that supported that project. It was a fun project to work on, and you never know. You never know whether it will come back. He did. Nate made that. Yeah, he did. Not only did he do several of the homages. I can never say it now. Not only did he do several of those, he actually did remarks on top of them. And I think one of his remarks of his homage to Hulk Annual 1 sold on eBay for like $60. So he took one of my pieces, he did his thing, and then he tweaked it on top of it. And I think it sold for like $60 or something like that. Nate is a cool guy, family guy. I think he has at least one young kid. So yeah, that was cool. William, how you doing? He said, able to snag a nice copy of She-Dragon #1 on the cheap. I always wanted to try a copy of that. There you go. Cool stuff, man. Congrats to you, brother. Scrolling through, Jim Lee, scrolling down. Hold on. I'm looking. Did I? No, sir. All right. So I have not seen the right answer yet. The question was, who are the 2 heads of DC Studios? DC Studios, that being the movie division, first and last name of both heads. So that is 2. It is not Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Well done. What is that, Steve Harvey? Oh, that's how I read it. I read Steve Harvey. Scrolling through. That hurts. That hurts. We're halfway. Ooh, there we go. That is the right answer. My goodness. I hope you are in the United States. I hope you are in the United States. You, sir, are the winner. If you are in the United States, let's just put it that way. Send me an email to Regie at regiecollects.com. REGIE at REGIE collects.com with your screen name, that answer, and your mailing address, so I can bundle some stuff up for you. And again, there'll be some comics in there. May or may not be boarded. There'll be some cool prints in there, right? I don't know which ones you're going to get, big, small, 1, 2, I don't know. But it will be a bundle of free stuff for you. Thank you for showing up in here. Definitely appreciate it. And that is indeed the correct answer. Oh, I don't understand. I'm out on these kinds of questions. It happens, brother. There are some easier ones that are coming up. Oh, there we go. That is indeed the United States. That is indeed the United States. Thank you, brother. Make sure you send me that email as soon as you can to reggie@regiecollects.com because I will forget. I will forget. So your email to me will serve as a trigger. Speaking of reminders, if you guys are ever looking for the resources that I use here in the comic book room, like the mounts that are on the wall, I get the question at least once a week now for several years. The question comes in, what mounts do you use? The mounts and various discount codes are available on regiecollects.com on the partner page. There are links, there are discount codes that will save you money. I don't make money on all of those links. I will tell you that. Like, for example, the comic mounts that I use, I make nothing off of them. But if you use the discount codes, you can actually save yourself, I think it's like 12% or something like that. So there are discount codes on the partner page of regiecollects.com. There are also discount codes and affiliate links and all that kind of stuff in the description of every single video. So if you want to save 10% with BCW, there is a link. If you want to use the mounts and save yourself 12%, I think there is a code for that. If you want to sign up for CGC, there is a link for that. The links are out there. Tap into them. And there you go. That is the reminder on that. All right. There you go. Tina's on it. Tina is on it. No doubt about it. I am curious. There was a lot of news that came out over the course of today, and I am wondering, what was the strangest piece of news that you all saw today? What is the strangest piece of news that you may have seen on the internets today? I am curious as to what that is. And as I wait for your responses, I want to hip you guys to this event right here. This is Shortbox Live that is taking place in Santa Clara, California on May 7th of this year. I am going to be on site. I'm going to be doing basically this show from the main stage. They have a main stage in the middle of the exhibit space where all the deals and dealers will be. And I'm going to be doing a presentation from the main stage. I have no clue what I'm going to be saying, but I will be on the stage. And so if you happen to be in the area of the San Francisco Bay Area, you may want to swing by Shortbox Live. There is a long list of some really awesome dealers that will be there. I am assuming there will be some awesome deals. Tickets are available. If you go to shortbox.com, you can get all of the information. The event again is May 7th. All right. So that is the reminder on Shortbox. Let me go over. There you go. The banks failing is not strange news, sir. That is not strange news. That is actual news. I will tell you what's crazy is that I sent a transaction to somebody for work, right? I sent the transaction to somebody and they did not receive the transaction. So I'm reaching out to my accounts payable department. I'm like, hey, can you track down this payment, right? It was a nice chunk of money for something that I was trying to do. They tracked it down. They sent me the banking information. And as I was getting ready to forward the information, the ACS transaction to the person that said that they could not find it, I noticed that the bank that I sent the money to, or that my accounts payable department sent the money to, was one of the banks that went out of business, that was taken over by the FDIC. That was a little bit of a shocker. And so I sent the email and I'm like, I hope that they are able to get their money. And so sure enough, they were able to find the transaction in that system. They were able to wire the money from that bank to another bank that they have control over. But that was a crazy moment. Like, I've been watching the news on the various banks because there had been a couple, Signature and SVB. I think it was SVB that my money went into. So I'm glad that they were able to recover it. So scrolling through, let me scroll down and see. You know what? I have not read this. That was the second comment that I have seen. I have not seen the press release on that. I've literally been tied up with work meetings all day and then had to go do homework and then left to come up here to do the show. So I have not seen that, but I will check it out. So again, this is a comic show, people. This is a comic show. I don't talk about other things other than comics. I don't talk about those things. You're in Canada. What do you know about bank bailouts? You're not even here. You're not even in the US, brother. Come on. Let me see. Let me see. I did see something about that. I saw something about that. You know, it wasn't, I don't, was it Kevin Feige? Was it Kevin Feige or was it Disney that decided to do that? You know, is that a good move or a bad move for them to? I think they took legal action to shut down some of those sites that release some of those scoops. You know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I can see both sides of the argument. You know, I really can see both sides of the argument, and I understand why they would want to shut it down, and I understand why people might not like that. So I get it. I definitely get that one. So, Scroll scrolling through, let me see what else you guys are talking about. Kingpin Comics is up in here. It's good to see you, brother, no doubt. Scrolling through, let me show you guys a couple of comments here. Just happy this weekend is one of Toronto's fan expo cons. That's what's up. Let me see. All right, I think I'm caught up. I've seen a couple of. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. So this news actually broke earlier today. The fact that James Gunn is now not just writing the Superman Legacy movie, he is also now directing the movie as well. And I shared this news on Instagram, and I think also did I share it on YouTube? I can't remember. I definitely shared it on Instagram. This news broke a little bit a while ago, and I want to say 7 minutes after it hit Instagram, I had released my reel on Instagram as well. But it says, yes, I am directing Superman Legacy to be released on July 11th, 2025. He kind of talks about the fact that he was originally offered Superman a while ago, but turned it down as he didn't feel like he had a good in, if you will. He didn't have a great way to tell a story that would maybe resonate and maybe, fall in line with what it is that Superman is, right? And after time, he goes on to talk about that he found a way. He found a way to actually tell a compelling story. And once he was able to tell that compelling story, he wasn't quite sure whether he wanted to direct it. And ultimately, he has come around to denying that he was directing it to now announcing that he is indeed directing Superman Legacy. And there was mixed responses, right? Some people felt like this is a really good thing for him to have written the story and now he brings it to life. Others don't feel like his directing style is right for Superman. You know, at the end of the day, I think we're going to have to wait and see. And I hope that whatever he has written and whatever he will be spending time on for 2 years or whatever it takes ultimately builds upon the legacy of Superman, builds upon the foundation that has been laid. Because if he gets it right, this could be incredible. If he messes it up, it will be disastrous. And so, you know, he is definitely going to have to split his time between being creative over here and helping to give guidance and direction to other parts of the DCU. I think what's really great about this is that part of the reason why he originally turned down the job or wasn't interested in the job as head of DC Studios is because he didn't want the business side. He didn't want to deal with the business. He wanted to stay on the creative side because let's be honest, in many cases, creative people just want to be creative. They don't want to then go and become business people, right? Look at Jim Lee, right? They just want to be creative. And so by partnering up with Peter Safran, a producer, money, finance guy, can deal with the business while James Gunn focuses on the creativity, the creative side. So I laid out this roughly 3 to 10-year plan for what they want to do. I think they've only shown like a few years of it, but according to them, there's a lot more to be shown. But if they've laid out that roadmap, you know, theoretically, he can take some time to maybe do some of the other things for this movie and ultimately deliver on both sides, if you will, deliver a really good movie and deliver a framework for the larger DCU to play into. So we shall see. We shall see how it all plays out. Scrolling down through the comments because I am way behind. Hopefully, all of that. Yeah, you know, there has been some feedback that the Shazam movie is good. I've also seen the other side of it as well. You know, we have to see how it all looks. Scrolling through some of the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Scrolling through. I think I'm all caught up. James Gunn is such a class act. I love how brutally honest he is about things. He is, he said, I will never lie to fans, but I reserve the right to change my mind about some things. And let's be completely honest, I feel like growth requires you to sometimes change your opinion about stuff, right? As you bring in more information, as you solicit feedback and opinions from other people, sometimes it benefits us to not be so entrenched in a point of view or an opinion that we become rigid, right? Take in more information, maybe you change, maybe you evolve, maybe you make yourself receptive to other people's ideas, and that allows you to shift your position. So by keeping it open, by saying, look, I'm not going to lie to you, but I am going to change my mind from time to time. Or sometimes you also have to be less than transparent with things. Let's be completely honest, because sometimes you cannot reveal secrets. Sometimes you just have to keep the stuff to yourself. Scrolling through, the DC multiverse is epic, says William. Scrolling through, that statement from Gunn is just being honest. There you go. And I think we have to allow people to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to allow people to be like, to say, you know what? I made a mistake, and now I'm going to do something different. Or I didn't have all the information, and now that I do have more information, I'm going to do something different. Or, you know what? I just decided that I didn't have the right frame of mind to make a decision, right? I think that we have to give people the latitude to make these adjustments, because again, I can tell you for a fact, there are some things that I have been completely wrong about. Completely wrong about. And it's like, you want to be able to have an environment where you can say, you know what, I was wrong. I messed up, my bad. I'll try to do better next time, right? So there you go. Scrolling through some of the comments here. I can't believe they are releasing the Batgirl movie on HBO Max. Oh, there you go. Because I was about to say, I don't think that that's going to happen, sir. I don't think that that's going to happen, but there you go. Change your mind could be a good thing. No doubt about it. You cannot be rigid in all things all the time. I can tell you for a fact that the person that I am now is not necessarily the person that I was at 18. The views and opinions that I had as an 18-year-old, as a 25-year-old, as a 35-year-old, are not necessarily the views that I have now as a 45-year-old, right? I try to grow and evolve and maybe make fewer mistakes, but who knows? That's what James Gunn is all about, from Marvel to DC, and I think he can do well at both. No doubt about it. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I would love to see the Hush storyline come to life. I'll be honest with you. Hush storyline, in my opinion, is one of the finer pieces of DC work that I've read. I enjoyed it. I enjoy the Hush story arc, and it is one of those story arcs that DC just continues to print year after year in various formats, probably because it is just an enjoyable read and fantastic artwork. So if they can bring it to life and do it justice, I say get after it. Get after it, make it happen. But they have to figure out where and how, right? They have to figure out the where and the how. Can they do it? Can it make sense? Can they do it justice? Don't just do it and jack it up, but do it the right way, right? So for those folks that are coming in a little bit late, we are doing a little bit of riff. We have some news and events that we are getting to, and we are also giving away some stuff. I need Matt and Tina. I need Matt and Tina to help me out with this one. Maybe you guys can have a little back and forth offline to help me to determine who gives the best answer to this next question. I do not have my phone on me, so you guys are just going to have to comment once you guys land on it. I need to read that one day. No, you need to read that today. We'll wait. No, I'm teasing, but you should read it. You should read it. All right. Here's the thing. Not everything is for everyone, right? And that's another sign of growth, is recognizing that you and I may not agree, and that's actually fine. You have a different point of view than me. You know what? That is okay. You don't have to agree. I don't have to agree with you, but let's at least respect each other. There are some things that I absolutely enjoy that other folks don't. That's actually cool. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that at all. Wrong answers only for this next one. Wrong answers only. The blue wrenches, the OG and Matt Woods will help determine the best one. So I'm putting the pressure on you guys. You guys figure this one out. All right. Wrong answers only. Who is the Gibbon? Who is the Gibbon? Wrong answers only. Art, I just got your email. Thank you, brother, for doing that. I definitely appreciate it. Who is the Gibbon? Wrong answers only. All right, you guys will figure it out. See Matt Woods making a comment here for Tina. I appreciate you guys. Blue wrenches are a lifesaver for me. There was a question here. Is it confirmed that the movie Superman Legacy will be based on All-Star Superman? I don't think that it is. I don't think that it is. I think that that image is being used from All-Star Superman, but I believe that the script that has been written by James Gunn is an original script. He may take cues from what was done by Grant, but I think it is a wholly owned original script. And if you guys have seen something to that point that is different, please let me know. I think James Gunn, where it made sense, called out the print publications to get people to read some of that content, right? To tie the movie excitement to the source material to get people to buy some of that. But I don't think that in all cases the things are linked. And again, if I get something wrong, you guys will be able to correct me. I don't always get it right. I reserve the right to change my mind at a later date when more facts come in. There you go. Cali Comics, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you, my friend. Scrolling through the Gibbon. Who is the Gibbon? Wrong answers only. Donald Duck, Reggie Simmons, Al Bundy. That is classic. That one, that is a classic. For those that don't know, when I used to have internet issues back in California, people said that it was the Gibbon on the roof playing with the antenna. There you go. That is a good one. It's my local monkey. Oh my goodness, you guys are funny. Mighty Mouse, that's a good show. Ted Lasso, that is a good show. Thanos, Spider-Man's uncle. He is the head of the MCU. Robin Gibbons, there you go. That's a good one. The greatest showman on earth, says Ghost Rider. Scrolling through biggest feet, there you go. You guys are funny. A comic book character, no. Wrong answers only. Gibbon gang. Oh my goodness. That I don't know if I want that secret sauce. I'm gonna be completely, if that is what the secret sauce is, I don't know if I want that sauce. I'm just saying that one I'm just saying that out there. Howard the Duck, there you go. A couple of good ones. The best community mascot, no doubt about it. He's the best villain, better than the Joker. Hands down, he is the biggest and best villain around. Gibbon is the next summer blockbuster hero. That's what's up. Yeah. And again, I don't think that that's what's happening. Did I read All-Star Superman? I don't think that I read that. And I think that I skipped it when I realized that the movie wasn't going to be about that. I think I skipped that one. Scrolling through, the Gibbon is a clone of J. Jonah Jameson, bitten by a radioactive gibbon at the Central Park Zoo. James, that is well done, sir. That is well done. You are weaving into it other characters and the mythology that is Spider-Man. Well done. Oh my goodness, you people are hilarious. Chuck Norris, Darkwing Duck says that the name for the Infinity Gauntlet. Well done. You guys are hilarious. Those are good. So let me show you guys as the blue wrenches are continuing to look at that. And don't let me miss the response, blue wrenches. I'll show you guys some new books to me. And again, whoever has the best answer, the best wrong answer to who is the Gibbon, will receive a bundle of some awesome stuff. New comics to me. Let me see if I have these in the right order. Yeah, that's fine. Marvel Comics presents issue number 80, 9.8 with white pages. I think I bought this off of mycomicshop.com. I think that's where I picked that up. Mycomicshop.com. Why Marvel Comics presents the Weapon X? It is because it is one of my favorite story arcs. That is the honest answer. It is one of my favorite story arcs. This one has been graded for a very long time. This is Marvel Comics Presents issue number 82, 9.8 with white pages. And as you can see, that is the old CGC case. This is the old case right there. This one has been graded for quite some time. And then the last one I'll show you, there is a theme here. It is Marvel Comics Presents issue number 83, also a 9.8 with white pages. Again, one of my favorite story arcs. Barry Windsor Smith goodness builds upon the story, the origin, if you will. That is Wolverine, one of my favorite characters. So there you go. There you go. There you go. It's not bad. Not bad. All right. So is that the winner right there? Is that the winner? Is that what I am seeing from Matt Woods? That Seth 11, the internet connection, is the winner. If that is the case, Matt Woods, Seth 11, I need you to send me an email to Regie at regiecollects.com with the answer, your screen name, your government name, and your mailing address. There you go. Weapon X goodness. I'm telling you, man, it is a fantastic read. It really is a fantastic read. I've read it several times over the years, read it as a teen, and I've read it a few times as an adult. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I am not the biggest Barry Windsor Smith fan in terms of artwork, but his artwork worked really well with the story that was being told. James has got a full Marvel Comics Presents Weapon X run for $30 a couple of years ago. Great run, no doubt about it. Oh, the Gibbon is the main character of my favorite children's book, The Gibbon Tree. That is well done. That is well done, sir. No doubt about it. I will tell you, I actually have several. What did you pick up? Oh, we don't get ahead. We don't get ahead. We don't preempt the video, sir. You have to wait. You have to wait there. Whew. What I picked up is nice. Stay tuned for the video. I think it'll be coming out next week. So I will tell you again, the Marvel Comics Presents Weapon X story, I think, is a fantastic story arc. I have several full copies of the run in the 100K collection, but as I looked at those copies as I was moving from California to North Carolina almost 2 years ago, I recognized that I did not have all of the books in a 9.8, right? Some of them were questionable. Some of them weren't even close. So what I decided to do is to try to find the right time to collect the run. And my thought was to just buy them at a 9.8. And so that's essentially what I've been doing, is buying them at a 9.8. Even though I have copies, I want 9.8s of this arc because it is my favorite arc. You know what I'm saying? And so again, that to me, like Secret Wars, great story arc, maybe not the best read overall, but a good historical run of comics that I wanted to pick up. I've wanted to pick it up for quite some time, decided to pull the trigger. I made the magic happen. And now I'm focused on Marvel Comics Presents. In my mind, with things being the way that they are in the hobby right now, it's a great time to pick up some of these books that I've had my sights on, but haven't, because maybe prices weren't where they needed to be, or I was focused on other things. I'm now taking the time to snag some of these things right now. Absolutely not. It was funny, but it was not that funny. It was funny, but not that funny. No doubt about it. Let me see who's up in here. Scrolling through. I think I saw a new name up in here. Maybe not. Scrolling through. Clyde, hey, brother. It's good to see you, my friend. Clyde, it is good to see you. Scrolling through some of the comments here. trying to play catch up. One that I need to read and one to save. There you go. You cannot go wrong. You can't go wrong. You know what? You got to stay tuned. You got to stay tuned. What's funny is I have a lot of copies of the Infinity Gauntlet run. Fantastic run. Read it as a kid, blew my mind, opened me up to the cosmic landscape. Absolutely loved it. I have multiple copies in the 100K collection, including some signed copies by George Perez that I pulled out of the collection. But I don't think that I have a single copy graded. So you never know. You never know what could happen. Man, you gotta live your childhood. You know what I'm saying? It is better to give than receive. No, sir. No, no, sir. No, sir. That run on that back wall is not necessarily a cheap run to put together. Let me tell you, it's not expensive, but it's also not cheap given the sheer number of the books. Same can be said for Marvel Comics Presents Weapon X. It is a good story arc. Books are a lot less expensive than these. No major keys, right? Ooh, yeah, no major keys in that run. I think this book's kind of starting to heat up right there for some reason or another. Scrolling through, which is a better run or storyline, Weapon X or Hush? That's good. That's a good one. That is a good question. That's a tough one. It really is, because the Weapon X built upon the origin that was Wolverine, and I thought that's why that one's good. I felt like Hush was a good read. I enjoyed the story that was being told. So they're not necessarily equals. You know what I'm saying? This is me not answering the question. I'm gonna just be honest with you. As I told somebody earlier this week, I listen to what everybody says and I listen to what they say as well as what they don't say. When somebody asks a direct question and you don't give a direct answer, you're hiding something. I'm hiding the fact that I don't have a good answer. That is a good question. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever thought of them that way, to be able to draw a comparison between the two of them. Stay tuned for the video. I will tell you, stay tuned for the video. Scrolling through Who's Cruise, Blues Cruise. Oh my goodness. You are some kind of special, sir. You are some kind of special. Speaking of something special, Isolation issue number 3 has sold out. Thanks to every single person that supported the Kickstarter program on regiecollects.com. We have basically sold out of all copies of Isolation. Admittedly, the small run, the print run was relatively small, so no huge surprise there. My point is that I appreciate the support that has been shown to the project. As I mentioned before, the file is off with the printer, and I am hopefully going to check in with the printer tomorrow to see the status of things. But there may be some extra copies of Isolation left over as I process through all the orders. There may be some copies that are left over that will be made available as of this moment. If you were to go to regiecollects.com, you could not buy a copy of the book, but we will see how many copies are left over at the end of the day. I only have one Infinity Gauntlet number 1, and it's not in the best condition, probably because you read it. And I can tell you, brother, I have copies in the collection. None of them are 9.8s, and my one from my childhood is not terrible. It is not terrible. But it is not a 9.8 candidate. And again, I think for modern books, I want to get them at 9.8s. I just think that that's going to be the best way to go. Scrolling through some of the comments here. There you go. Randy's right there. He's like, that's a great question. Which is better, Hush or Weapon X? It is a hard one. Working on Wolverine 1 through 10, all 9.8. Why? Because I have to. Nate, I can't disagree with the single word that you just said there, brother. Is that Nate made it? Is that Nate McCall? Nate made it. I don't know your last name, brother. Are you Nate made it? If you are, sound off in the comment section. But again, I think that's one of the great things about this hobby is you can decide where it is that you want to collect. You want to collect all X-Men like certain people, get after it. Do it. You want to collect Wolverine 1 through 8, 9.8, get after it. You want to collect Secret Wars 9.8, you don't like Secret Wars, that's perfectly fine. Find what it is that you like and get after it. Scrolling through some of the, Weapon X by a very close win. There you go. Okay, nothing wrong with that Weapon. Hush. Just mash it all up. mash it all up. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Hopefully we will be able to get issue 3 out to you guys this month. There you go. Weapon X is like an impressionist painting. Hush is more naturalistic and logical. Barry Windsor Smith is pure art. I do not disagree with that. I do not disagree with that. I don't know what the heck your name is, Z8, but you are on fire. You are on fire. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Printer is on fire. Well done. Scrolling through. The good news is that you can pick up Isolation issue number 1 for free. There is a digital copy available for download on regiecollects.com, along with all kinds of discount codes on the partner page of it. And scrolling through, where is Doug? No clue where Doug is, but here is Neighbor Neil. Neighbor Neil is in the house. Folks may wonder why he is called Neighbor Neil, because he is literally my neighbor. Maybe Doug is out spending the isolation money. Oof, don't get carried away, sir. Trust me when I tell you that literally every dollar we make goes right back into isolation. Trust me when I say that. Trust me when I say that. See this. I see a lot of YouTubers are doing comic books. Who was the first, sir? Who was the first actual comic book YouTuber? It might not have been me. It might have been that other guy that sold like $3 million worth of stuff, but forget him. Who was the first one you knew about? The thing is, man, I think that all of us are continuing to kind of evolve and challenge ourselves and find different ways to be creative, right? You create a YouTube content. Okay, well, what can you do next? Maybe you do a podcast. Maybe you do a blog. Maybe you do a website, right? Maybe you do a mystery box, right? There's an evolution maybe to some of this stuff, but I think there's also, well, Reggie did it. Maybe I can do it, right? I have a story to tell. Maybe if maybe I can learn something from what he did, right? I look at Comic Tom doing some cool stuff. I want to try to do something like that. I think that it is wonderful. I think that it is wonderful. No doubt about it. Scrolling through, Reggie won't answer my call, so I figured I'd just watch. I answer your calls. I won't let you inside the property. The gate keeps you and Travis out. Comics with Bueller, there is a reason why I have a gate. There is a reason. Scrolling through, no love for Secret Wars newsstand. Paul, it's not about having a love for it, brother. I personally do not see the benefit in paying extra money for a newsstand copy. That's me, right? That is my predilection. That is my predilection for my collection, right? I don't see the benefit of buying a signed comic per se, right? Paying extra money for the signed comic when the blue label is good enough. Everybody has to have a standard for their collection or something that gets them excited, right? And for me, the challenge with this was finding all 9.8 white pages. That was what I wanted to accomplish, right? Newsstands, not so much. Newsstands, not so much. And it's just not my jam. The boy who had 7. Greetings and salutations to you, sir. Greetings and salutations. Collect what makes you happy. Tina's on it. Tina's on it. No doubt about it. And again, it's not about saying that this is better than that thing or this is worse. It's more like this is what floats my boat. And my boat may get floated by something that's different from your boat, which I think is perfectly fine. Let's give away some stuff. So again, just an assortment of things that I have hidden away here in the comic book room that we are going to just stick randomly in some boxes. A bunch of really cool prints. Nate made it, hooked me up with a couple of things that we're gonna pass back. Somebody hooked me up with a bunch of comics, some of which are bagged and boarded, and some of which are not. Does not matter. It is free to you. But let's give away something. What is the date? What is the date of Short Box Live? What is the date of Short Boxed Live? Going to the chat to figure out what the date is. If you can tell me what the date is, then you will be the recipient of a small bundle of joy known as an AOK from me. If you are in the vicinity of Nirvana Comics, they received an AOK from me earlier today. I don't know if they've June 24th. That is my birthday, sir. That is my birthday, sir. I'm waiting. I am waiting for the correct answer to see if anybody can get the correct answer for when Short Boxed Live is taking place. And this has to be the right answer. 2 Saturdays from now, brother. No. scrolling through, there you go. That Jason is on it. That is the first correct answer that I see. Jason, make sure you send me an email to Reggie@RegieCollects.com so I can bundle up some really cool stuff for you. Speaking of cool stuff, that will not be in the box. I picked up a box of these Avengers 2022 Fleer Ultra Avengers cards, and I did an unboxing the other day. Maybe at some point you guys will see the video. This is one of the Checkmate cards that I unboxed. I had to reach out to my man Spidey Hits here on the Instagram and YouTube to tell me what the heck I was looking at. But this is another one of those cards. This one is a little harder to get. This is Korvac. This is a pawn. Actually, that is not the harder one to get, but the prism is on there. It comes in all these chess pieces. The higher the chess piece, the harder it is to get it. So the Modoc is the harder one to get. This is a knight. That one's a little bit harder to get than a pawn, but those are some of the cards that actually come in there. Here's a couple of other ones that I'll show you. I don't want to show too much because I might actually do a video. I filmed it. I don't know if I'll release it. This is a Avengers Spotlight, Carlos Pacheco. This is Avengers Spotlight. I don't know if you guys, it's kind of sort of, no, that's not working at all. That's not working at all. But here's a George Perez with Avengers, a little bit of a spotlight in foil, little George Perez action. Camera could not figure out what to focus on. But these cards, I will show you from the side. These jokers are thick. They are thick, no doubt about it. I tried to put them in a penny sleeve, and that was a no-go. It was a no-go. I will tell you that. If you pick the cards up, get the thicker sleeves because that is what will work. Scrolling through again, I think it was Jason. Make sure you send me an email to Reggie@RegieCollects.com so I can bundle up some good stuff for you. Neil saying nice art, nice cards. They look like NFTs only in the non-digital world. What's cool is that there's some cool stuff going on where they are doing this. What do they call it? Fidget? I can't remember the term. It was a term I think my last guest on last week's show absolutely made up, or maybe it was the week before. We talked about this online, offline kind of thing. This NFT asset that also had a physical representation in the real world. And so you see a lot of that kind of stuff starting to emerge. I think like the bat cows to some degree or another from Palm NFT is a little bit of that. It is a digital NFT of a Batman cow that you get. But then it also has some physical benefits as well. Early access to certain things, free items. The bat cows start at around $300 and some odd dollars. And no, I do not own one. I dig NFTs, but I don't know if I could spend $300 for an NFT. There was one that was also a few $1 million. Bat cows, no joke, no doubt about it. Oh my goodness. Little plastic bags do not fit everything. No, they do not, especially when they cost a penny. Unlike Mango, Modoc is not a pawn in the game. Chuck, you are hilarious. Chuck, you are hilarious. What is this? Hey, Reggie, are you ever going to make another ASM run video showing off your collection? An update video would be great. I would love to see the grade you have for ASM 5. Brother, you are literally talking about hundreds of books. You are talking about hundreds of books. I had somebody after I completed the run, they were like, you should do a video showing every single book in the run. And I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Off the top of my head, brother, I cannot remember the grade that I have for ASM 5. I think that it is graded. I think I have a lot of the lower numbers graded, but I cannot off the top of my head remember the grade for ASM 5. What I will say to you is that if you reach out to me on Instagram, reach out to me on Instagram, I will send you a photo of ASM 5 in its wonderful CGC tomb. I will send that over to you. Hit me up on Instagram, Reggie Regie Collects on Instagram. Sorry, I had a brain fart because I was reading Tina's message and trying to speak at the same time, which did not work at all. Scrolling through, I need a physical property. Give me Turok number 1. I don't know. But what is low number? What is low? Where do you draw the line, right? Legitimately, where do you draw the line? Because there's so many wonderful first appearances that appear in, let's just say, the first 100. So many different great story arcs, so many first appearances that appear. Like, what would you show, right? I mean, I have videos in which I put up at least like 12 or 14 or so of ASM. But again, I push back to see how you respond, and depending upon how you respond, maybe that will plant a seed in my mind that will prompt me to do something. My challenge here is, you have to remember, when I create videos, my goal is to try to put out content that appeals to a lot of people, right? Because it takes time to come up with an idea, to film an idea, to edit an idea, to release an idea, to market an idea, right? To market that video. That's a lot of time, energy, and effort. And so if you spend hours, let's just say hours, putting out a video that is watched by 500 people, it costs as much as a video that is watched by 5,000. So you have to think, or 50,000. So you have to think about, where should I spend my money to get the most bang for buck, right? That is my challenge, right? So when I push back on, hey, this will be a good idea, well, let's talk about that, right? I had somebody say to me, and I can't remember the idea, they were like, this would be a great video. And I was like, maybe. But let's talk about it. Let's think about how many people that would actually appeal to, and how to do it in a creative way so as to resonate and not just be, let me show you how much money I spent on these books, right? You don't necessarily want to always put out that type of content. So these are the things that I'm always constantly noodling. Rush, Die Hard is saying ASM 1 through 20. Well, what about the first appearance of, what is the first appearance of Scorpion? Is that 20 or is that 25? Somebody catch me up. I may be lying. Where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line, right? I don't know. One of my favorite ASMs is 33. Why not go to 33? Like, where do you draw the line? Scrolling through, we have 1 through 50. We have 1 through 50. I don't know. But I see how a full run video is just as time consuming as finding the book. There you go. No doubt about it. Scrolling time. All right. So where am I? Where am I right now? Let me show you guys some craziness that I saw earlier today. And again, we are a little over time, so I will probably make this super brief. I've been riffing and running on this thing. Let me show you this real quick.
April 28th, 29th, and 30th. Save the date.
I don't know what that means. That was released earlier today by Zack Snyder, and I do not know what that means. Darkseid is dope. But what is going to happen? And technically it saved the dates, right? Because it wasn't a single date. It was multiple dates. So, what does that mean? A lot of people are trying to figure out what this means. I don't think anybody has any clue what Zack Snyder is talking about in this thing. And I guess we just have to wait and see and save the dates to figure out what the heck he's talking about. But it will be interesting. Darkseid is a dope character. I was in Nirvana in Tennessee. They had the first appearance of Darkseid in that Jimmy Olsen book. I stared at it. I wanted to buy it, but I had to control myself. Couldn't spend a crazy amount of money. And I had to control myself, and I did not buy it. And now Zack Snyder releases this nonsense that points to maybe Zack Snyder or Darkseid is coming. I don't know what's happening. Scrolling through. Maybe, but does it need to die? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. Matt Wood says aliens are invading. I do not know what to make of this. And I asked some people that know a lot about Zack Snyder, like, hey, what do you think? Is that a mother box?
April 28th, 29th, and 30th. Save the date.
It's dates. Save the dates, Zack Snyder. Save the dates, not save the date. You send a save the date announcement, but those are dates. It's plural. I do not know what to make of that. I do not know what to make. The Gibbon will save us. Zack Snyder will air the director cut of his films and potentially, again, there's a lot of speculation. We are all speculating as to what it means. We will see. I think that is one of the fun things about some of this stuff is we have to remember this is a hobby. We should be having fun. Things don't always have to make sense. Sometimes we just have to wait for the reveal and potentially just wait for the Gibbon to save us. Wrong answers only. The very first comment that I see when this video is posted that gives me the correct answer to this next question will also receive a bundle from me. The question is, and you cannot comment here in the chat. You have to comment in the comment section when the video is posted. The question is, what run am I currently working on right now? That is the question. With that said, we're going to wrap this up. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me just a little bit. I hope that you enjoyed the show. And if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.
My body ate itself until it found its passion. They got fat while we starved, but it's power in fasting. Until I turned to ashes, I remained stoic through my rap heroics. I painted 10,000 poems, then I drank the potion of poetry and motion. I started choking, it was potent. My throat chakra downloaded, knowledge hungry. I was embarrassed I could ask my parents for money when I had a full tummy. So I asked for wisdom, better than crypto, sweeter than honey. I don't take it for granted, I don't wear capes and masks.
I'm also potentially about to add a new publication to Swoldier Publishing. That is all.